Hello, this is Rare Breed of Sane. I am a rare breed. I'm a unique, weird individual, and I'm pretty sane. I think I'm rational. So, anyway, this time I'm not looking up rating something, so it's a bit different than my first two videos I did. And I just thought I'd pick the principle or the topic of libertarian non-aggression, the non-aggression principle. I'm not trying to pick on anybody in particular. Any topic that I choose just because it's a topic that I've thought about a lot, or it's just a topic that I like. And so on this non-aggression principle, this seemed to make a lot of sense to me. It seemed to make complete sense. But when you really look at it, the non-aggression principle eventually becomes pretty incoherent. And I'll say that because I view it, if you just look at the language of the non-aggression principle, it seems from itself pretty subjective. Anybody who holds moral views can hold to the non-aggression principle. Because I don't need to bring up a standard dictionary definition, but as far as I see, non-aggression is not using wrongful force, not using the wrong use of force against someone else. And so doesn't that become completely subjective then? One thing that's the wrong use of force to you may be the right use of force to someone else. Some people are pacifists. They don't even believe in self-defense. Others believe in going beyond the libertarian view of force and doing even more force, and then that's right. So it really depends on what mindset you're coming from. But I think that a lot of libertarians come from a certain perspective on property rights. So it could probably more properly be named some sort of proprietarian view on property. And then a lot of them seem to come from a view of self-ownership. Now what is that? What is that? Someone might say something that sounds completely absurd to me. Like, I own myself. It's like, what do you mean by that? Do you mean that others shouldn't inflict things upon you? That's different than saying that you own yourself. Of course we own ourselves, because look, I can move. I'm controlling my movement. That means I own myself. It says nothing about what others should or should not do to me. It says nothing about that. All it says is I can move because my brain tells me to. I think that self-ownership really seems just to be a preference that we have, right? To respect each other's, say, rights. We've created these community rights. So this view so we have these Lockean homesteading views that a lot of people have, and that just explains property and how to set up property rights, because the thing is that there's a conflict over resources. And since there's a conflict over resources, then we have thoughts such as property, and respect others' property, and that. It's just a social construct. And so I don't get how people can get from self-ownership go to, oh, you own these things, and now I have this grand view on what aggression is, and that is completely objective, and that no one can disagree with any particular part of it. So I think it's a little bit more complicated than just saying non-aggression principle, that solves everything.